Summer is finally here, so it's time to go through all the essential items that you will be requiring for this hot weather. So in today's video, I will be quickly going through 15 essential items that you will need for the summer season. And yes, all these are mostly like, fashion related. So it's like clothing and footwear and some, fashion related random stuff. But yes, now without wasting any time, let's go to the first one. So the first one is material of your garment, and what I mean by that is what material are you going to be wearing throughout this hot weather. It is really, if you are someone who lives in a very hot climate, then it is really important to focus on materials that are made of natural fibers. Now you might have heard about linen. Linen is kind of a classic piece and I would say must-have piece to wear throughout this hot weather. But if you are not a huge fan of linen because of its wrinkly nature, then you can also go for cotton, silk. All these material are kind of made of natural fibers, so they are more breathable and they will absorb your sweat rather than make you feel uncomfortable. So that is something you want to focus on, because you do not want to get irritated and like heat up a lot because of the material that you're wearing. Now I know that natural materials that are made of natural fibers are kind of expensive, but if you find a good quality one, I have found a couple of them that are made of natural fibers that are affordable, also good quality. So I will try to link a couple of them down in the description box below, just in case you want to check them out. But focusing on natural material is going to be a game changer for this hot weather. And yes, we usually tend to opt for like a linen shirt or a cotton blouse or silk blouse, but we usually forget about our bottoms. So opting for a linen pant is also an amazing option, because your legs get hot too, so you do not want to forget about them and just take care of them as well. So now moving on to the second one, here I have something white. Now I'm specifically going for something white and not like a white button down, because I know that white button down is kind of a classic piece, but people like me, we do find it hard to find a classic white button down that is not crazy expensive, made of good quality, and looks good on myself. But sometimes it's kind of difficult to find that. So it's not necessary that you need to find a white classic button down. You can always go for like a white normal blouse or like a white shirt, white pant, white skirt, white shorts, or a white dress. There's nothing wrong with that. And the reason why it's kind of an essential is, first of all, it screams summer. Second of all, it does give a touch of like an expensive or like a chic look. And third, and the most practical thing and the most logical thing I would say is that before that, you do not have to wear only white. You can wear any light color. White is just like a generic color, but you can wear anything with anything light. If you are not a huge fan of like white, or if you feel that white doesn't suit you, go for like light blue, lilac color, light pink, anything that is light in color. So the third and the most important reason is that light colored clothes kind of reflect sunlight and heat, and eventually you do not end up getting overheated, and that's the best thing. That's what you want, right? And that is one of the reasons why people prefer wearing light colored clothes during summer and dark colored clothes during winter, because during winter we want all the heat that we can get. Now moving on to the next one, here we have a maxi dress, or like a beautiful comfortable dress. Now we all know that dresses are kind of a key or like a must-have for this summer season. I have already done a video on that. I will try to link somewhere up here and also in the description box, just in case if you want to check them out. And yeah, now let's get back. So dresses are kind of a must-have because first of all, it's the most comfortable piece to have, and it's kind of a dressier way, easiest and dressier way to get out of the house without kind of making an effort. So it is kind of an essential, but having one of the most comfortable dress is also a key, because during summer we tend to leave our house way more than we do during winter times. So we want to roam around, go to places, visit everybody, and not even worry about our clothes or feeling uncomfortable and kind of trying to adjust our dresses, or like we do not want our dress to be a reason to getting distracted from the other things or other important things that we have in our lives. So having something that is comfortable is also a key. And also you can go run some errands or do your day-to-day things. You can also wear, like, you do not only have to wear dresses when you're going to someplace nice. You can wear dress even in the house. I do that, why not? But again, having a comfortable dress is a key. And yes, one more thing, all the items that I will be talking today, I will be linking them in the description box below, just in case you want to check them out. And if something is not so in the affordable range, I will try to find an alternative, and I will be linking them as well. So if in case you want to check them out, you can do that. And let's get back. Now moving on to the next one, here we have trench coats and umbrella. Now this is kind of very specific because when I used to live in India back home, when it's summer, it's just summer most case. I mean, it doesn't rain as much as it does here in Canada. It's like, but it is what it is. So you do want to have an umbrella or a trench coat, just in case you would need, because you will need if you live somewhere like this. And when it comes to umbrella, I would say I have seen my mother, or I have seen so many people even back home using umbrella to protect themselves against the UV rays, against the heat, so that it doesn't kind of reach you directly. So that is something also very useful. So you can use an umbrella for that purpose as well. And I think Uniqlo does make a very good UV reflectant umbrella, so I will try to link them as well, because we all want that. I mean, I think maybe the regular umbrellas might not be able to reflect as much as the UV umbrellas does, but either or, you do want to have an extra layer of shade to protect yourself, even if it's not raining. And if you are not a huge fan of umbrella, or if you do not want to carry an umbrella on your hand, then you can go for a hat or a visor, because that is also a wise thing to do. Did you see what I did there? I don't know, but okay. So using a hat or a visor is also a good option. I am not a huge fan of either. I mean, hat, I feel that is kind of a maintenance, because if you go somewhere, I do like the huge feminine hat, but if you go somewhere, it's kind of a challenge to carry them around. But a visor is a good option, because it kind of helps you protect yourself through those rays. I will also link some down as well, but I have never used one. I'm trying to buy one. It's kind of I'm thinking maybe I will try to find something from Amazon, because I want to see if I can get much use out of it before getting something expensive. And also, I don't think you need to get an expensive one. I don't know, but yeah, that is also an option. Now let's move on to the next one, which is kind of one of the most important item, especially if you're a female, is a nude undergarment, like your tops and bottoms, because if you are going to be wearing light colored garments, then you do want to have a nude color garments. So getting a garment that is that matches, or that is kind of very close to your skin color, is really important, because it kind of will help you wear that light colored clothes without even worrying about your undergarments being shown. I mean, like, I personally am not comfortable when someone can see what I'm wearing. I do not like that. That's a personal choice, but I hate it, especially when it comes to like the bottom. Like, that's like a huge no-no for me. So finding a good underwear or like a good bra and panty that are very similar to your natural color or your skin color is really important. And nowadays I would say you will find a lot of them. I will also link some of them that I usually love and I wear them, so I will try to link them in the description box. And also going for, like, if you're going to be wearing something like a fitted clothes, then going for a seamless one is the best option, because you do not want to see the lines and everything. It's like you do not want that. So going for a seamless one is also a good option. But if you do not like the seamless, then you can go for a cotton one as well, because it's not going to overheat your body. And if you're planning to wear that beautiful backless dress, then you do want to have a nipple cover. Yeah, I said that. I never thought that I would say this out loud, but I did, because it's important. So wearing a nipple cover is so important. Now, nipple covers are like the nudies, that's what they call, but yeah, you know what I mean. So wearing them is, or having one, is really important, because sometimes you just want to cover those areas, but you want to have like you want to wear a beautiful backless dress. So wearing that is a good option. Now, a personal experience, if you are going to be sweating, then those things are not going to stay in place. So what I have found is that, so I used to be like, I used to despise the nipple covers because they wouldn't stay in place. Because, I mean, let's be honest, even though you wear linen or not, you are going to sweat, but it depends on how much, based on what material you will be wearing. But if you're going to sweat, you're going to sweat. So if you're going to sweat, you know, those things are not going to stay. So I recently learned this hack is, and what's that hack is, what you have to do is that, you know, the sticky side of the cover, you have to stick it to your clothes or to the area where, you know, your things are going to be placed. So just stick it to that and wear it. So you do not have to worry about sweat, you do not have to worry about things. Things are going to be covered and it's going to be in place. So that's a genius hack, and I have tried that and it does work. Now the next essential item that you will be requiring is a fashion tape. Now if you haven't heard about a fashion tape is technically a double-sided tape for your clothes. So it's something that, you know, sometimes, this especially I use, like mostly what I do is that sometimes you're wearing a shirt and, you know, you do have kind of a gap between those two buttons, and it's usually near your chest area, which is something you definitely do not want anyone to see. So what you can do is that, you know, just, you know, place those fashion tape, like, you know, remove one sticky side of it, place it on your a piece of cloth, and then, you know, take out the other side and just, you know, stick the top part of your cloth, and that's it. I mean, it does stay in place. And now I do not know if it should be, you know, staying in place even after washes, but I have personally felt that it does stay like for at least like 2-3 washes. So what I do is that, you know, whenever I put my clothes to wash, like those ones, what I do is that I'll just, you know, once I place it, I won't, you know, unbutton those 2 buttons, and I'll just, you know, wear it at the top, because why not? I'm going to try. I do not want to, you know, replace after every use. So yes, so that's what I do, and that's like the most genius hack. And also sometimes what I do is that, you know, sometimes your sleeves, if you're petite, your sleeves are kind of very long, and, you know, I do know that we can do the hairband or like the hair tie hack, but, you know, in some blouse or in some sleeve you cannot do that. So what I like to do is I like to just, you know, lift up my sleeve, place that fashion tape, and just stick it over there. It does stay in place. You know, no amount of sweat can take that off. I mean, if you like try to pull it, it can, but it does stay in place. So you do not have to worry about that, and it's not at all expensive. It's like one of the most affordable things that you can have. Now moving on to the next one is a steamer, which is the most essential item, because steamer or iron, but I would specifically say steamer, because during summer we tend to usually wear pieces that are very thin in material or that are very delicate. So you do not want to use an iron because that's like extremely hot. Steamer is not as hot as an iron. You can use iron for linen, and sometimes have to use iron instead of a steamer for linen. But for other materials such as silk or like, you know, chiffon or like delicate pieces, you do want to use a steamer so that you do not burn your clothes, and you want your clothes to be wrinkle free, because that's kind of the basic etiquette, I would say. If you're leaving the house, make sure that you are, you know, well dressed. At least, you know, your clothes are ironed. So now that we are done with all the clothes and, like, you know, fashion, I mean, everything's fashion, but like all the clothes category, let's move on to the shoes. And the first one is a white slide. White slides are one of the most chicest and the most easiest way to elevate your look. I mean, you know, it instantly makes you look so put together, so chic. I would say it kind of gives you a touch of like the expensiveness. I mean, yeah, it does make you look expensive, but, you know, provided what kind of white slide are you talking about? I mean, I'm not talking about those white heels or like white, no, I'm specifically talking about white slides such as Oran slides. I mean, I know they are expensive, but they're the most beautiful thing. And I'm talking about the all white slides, not like, you know, just the strap that's white and the rest of the sole is like other color. No, the all white thing, because it's so beautiful, so like it's perfect. But again, I know that, you know, those slides are crazy expensive, and I have also heard that some people do not like that because they are unable to break through that. I mean, maybe, but I personally love it. It's one of the most comfortable slide for me. But again, if you want to go for an affordable one, H&M has an amazing slide. I have never thought that I would find such a cute slide on H&M. It's like kind of like an all white slide. I personally have their black and brown, or like black and tan colored, and the black I have used and abused those slides so much, and they're still in perfect condition, so which means that they're kind of like made of decent quality at least. I mean, maybe not the highest, but decent, I would say. So I haven't worn the tan ones a lot, but I knew, because I'm not a tan colored person, but you know, I might not get the white ones, but I don't know. Now moving on to the next one in this footwear category, we have something flat or a sneaker. Now I'm kind of putting them in the same category, or like the same number, because some of us may like white sneakers, some of us may prefer like regular white slides. So you know, it's either, if you like both, then great, go for it. But you know, I do have kind of a mood, so sometimes I don't always want to wear like a white sneaker. It's like only like, you know, when I'm gonna be walking, or like when I have to, like, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm traveling or something, sure. But like other days I do want to have a white flat, because that's I'm like more of a like ballet person, so I do prefer that. But you know, if you are walking errands, or if you're just strolling around the city, or you know, you just walking, you are going to be on your feet, you do not want to be on your heels, you want to wear something that's very comfortable. Now you can have any footwear that you want, it's fine, but having a comfortable slide is, a comfortable flat is really important. Now the next item that I have here is a fun footwear, or like kind of a fun element, I would say. I mean, here I do not have a specific footwear. I mean, you can go for heel, you can go for like kitten heel, high heel, flats, but something that is not your basic classic footwear, something that is like colorful, something that is very different from your regular footwear style. So for me, I would say mine is kind of a red mule, my Manolo, because they are the most beautiful kitten heel that I have, and they're red in color, so they are already making a statement. So you do want to have a statement footwear, because sometimes, you know, you're just too lazy, you do not want to dress up, but you want to look put together. So wearing a statement footwear is going to be a game changer. So it's kind of a lazy gal trick, but it's worth it. So having any kind of you know, be it like printed, floral, any type that you like, you have a statement footwear. Make sure that they are clean and they look good. I mean, don't wear something that's worn out, something that's, you know, still in very good condition. So something like that is going to create a statement piece in your overall outfit, and it's going to make you stand out. I mean, red lipsticks, sure, but red footwear, you know. Now let's move on to the next one, and they are espadrilles. Now espadrilles are kind of a summer footwear, I would say, because once it's done, like once summer is done, you put them away. You do not wear them during fall, winter. It's like a classic summer piece that you want to have, and they are actually very comfortable and practical, and I would say it's kind of very chic and I will put together, but like a chic way to dress up, and especially for like a daytime event. I wouldn't be wearing those during like a nighttime or anytime after 4. It's specifically for a daytime look, and even if you want to walk in a grass, so you do not want to wear a heel, but a wedges, like an espadrille wedges, is a way to go. And if you do not like heel, you can also go for like flat espadrilles. They also look very chic. I do like the heel version because it kind of elevates my height, so I do want some heel as well. So yeah, that is that, and that's it.